So yeah, we got the light going for y'all, man. But let's go on to the next topic, man. Like I was saying, number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits rises to 242,000, highest level in 3 months.
Labor Department sending shockwaves through the economy with Thursday's weekly jobs report. Did you see this? Jobless claims spiked past 240,000 on Thursday. It's the highest number in 3 months, which is sparking concern that unemployment is on the rise. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer is here to break it all down for us. So, Brooke, my question is, where do these numbers go from here?
Well, Marky, some analysts say that these numbers could go up in the next few weeks as we start to see more federal layoffs by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, as of course we've been calling it. The new data released this week showed that the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits rose to a 3-month high last week, with 242,000 people applying for unemployment for the week ending last Friday. And that is up 22,000 applications from the week before. Those higher than expected numbers, the biggest increase since last October. Disappointing news for Wall Street. The new data followed reports over the past week suggesting that the economy was stalling. Despite those unemployment numbers, the labor market does remain healthy. But the conference board showed U.S. consumer confidence dropped sharply this month, with consumers' views of the job market dropping to a 5-month low. And high-profile companies like Starbucks and Facebook's parent company Meta, they've already announced job cuts this year. Some think that this week's spike in unemployment could be because of those corporate layoffs and severe winter weather. In the coming weeks, economists should be able to tell what, if any, impact.
All right, man. So, like I was saying, they may be signaling a emerging weakness in the labor market, man, potentially affecting the, overall economic growth. So, I guess what I'm really getting at is, I wanted to say this to the end, but I think we need to put this out front. Are we heading towards a recession? People are saying we are in a recession, but are we heading towards a recession?
I wish I had a little more knowledge on that topic.
So I forgot the exact number, but it's what is it? If it's the interest rates is over 2%, 3% that we're in a recession? I think that's what it is. I don't know the exact number right now, but it seems like we're heading into a recession again, man. And I think the bad part is it's not just the regulars. I think this is going to be a really big recession. Just with, you're looking at the loss of jobs,
like a reset type deal.
Yeah, like a big reset type shit. That's what I'm saying, like that big. So, I guess my biggest thing is because with the shift in the labor markets and with all the tech layoffs and just all the layoffs across all the industries and stuff like that, and then plus adding into inflation, it's getting crazy.
So yeah, I mean, and with the job loss because of the new leadership and technical development making it easier to kind of do labor, it's kind of just tenfold. Because, like, if you weren't getting fired because you weren't needed because of AI, now you're getting fired just because. Like, you're either getting fired. Only the best people are, like, staying at this point.
Can I ask what you were looking up?
I was looking what the definition of a recession is.
Can you look that up?
It says like a simpler rule of thumb is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP.
That's what it was, yeah.
And I was about to look up the
look it up. Yeah, look it up right now. Look
GDP growth. But I think that it feels like
it does feel like one, doesn't it?
Feels like it's so meek. Like everybody, it's so many people looking for a job, like who are qualified, quote unquote.
So let me say something. I could be wrong, but the last recession that I remember was 2008 with the housing bubble, and I was too young to feel those effects. But I heard that was a really big thing, and just it affected everybody. A lot of people, couldn't pay their mortgages and shit because they were just lending out all this money to people they know couldn't pay it. And then they were like, okay, now you gotta pay that shit. And now everyone, like, you know what I'm saying? And people losing their jobs. And now you losing your house. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that was the biggest one that at least I've been around for. I couldn't really feel it because I was, 12, maybe 14 or something, whatever. I don't know the exact number, but I was too young to feel it. But now I'm starting to... I can see it now. You know what I'm saying? I'm at an age now where I actually start to feel, you know, the results of something that's resembling a recession. And I wouldn't be surprised if we are in a recession or headed or really close to one.
Yeah.
You know, so
so it looks like we're not negative for the last 4 quarters. So I guess it's 4 quarters in a year. Going that made sense if it's like 3 months. And it seems like one of these are given by Wikipedia, so I don't know how trustworthy that is. But it's 1.6% in the first quarter, 2024, 3% in second quarter, 3.1% in the third quarter, and then 2.3% in the fourth quarter. So dropped by 0.7 and from quarter 3 to quarter 4.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the current GDP growth. I guess I don't know if they can't determine it until the quarter's over. But currently, as of March 3rd, we're looking at, it estimates 2.8 for the first quarter. And that's saying that's a 1.5% decline. But I thought that the last one was 2.3. So I mean, it seems like we're right around that 2% area. I think that's a solid solid place to look at.
So it was 2%, 3%, like I was saying, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, hey man, if we're not in one, like I said, I feel like we're really close. You know, I got to do a little bit more research on there. But are you guys feeling the effects of you know, the layoffs and the economy, just the inflation, everything? Are you guys feeling the effects of this? Is it been easy? Has it been hard? What do you guys think we can do to make some changes in here? At least on our front, because I know, you know, until the policymakers and everybody, they make changes, nothing's gonna be, you know. It's not gonna be easy, but what can we do to, you know, make some changes, you know? So
how can we help?
Yeah, how can we help? You know what I'm saying? How can we
I can't get you no job, but like,
you know what I'm saying? What
are the next options? Like, if you're getting laid off from your job, because right now a lot of people are trying to pick up this gig work that we were talking about. Like, it's a lot of intermediate jobs going on right now. People who are saying they're intermediate jobs, but they're having trouble finding that career spot.
You know what's crazy? We were in a gig economy. It started like 5 years ago, but we're really starting to see everybody has a side hustle now. Everybody's got a side hustle, a second job, something of the sort. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I remember when it first, like, around 2020, I'm not gonna say 2019, 2020, everybody had a side hustle. Everybody was doing something, you know. Everyone was an influencer, a fucking I see what you said. Yeah. What was everybody was it trainer? Everybody was a trainer at one point, you know what I'm saying? But now everybody you ask, they doing something else. No one has one.
It's hard to. You can't have one thing right now. Like, you can't be doing one thing. If you're doing one thing right now, you're considered broke.
Yeah, that's crazy. You have to be doing multiple things. You got to be making money in more than one way to not be broke. And I think that's insane. Not because it's insane, but that's not how it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know how it was 20 years ago, but that American dream they were selling is it's more expensive.
It's definitely a dream now. Like,
more expensive. But I mean, I feel like that's the thing about the American dream. It's not supposed to stay at the same spot forever. Like, it's gonna get more expensive just because it's a dream. Like, that was the dream. Like, that was the hope. That's not saying that's the American promise. Yeah, that's the dream. You try and get it out the mud, and you try and build up to get a family. Yeah. Now everybody's kind of. Everybody's not set up very well, but.
What you mean?
I don't think that hard times. I'm not going to speak on that. Okay. Because I haven't really seen hard times. Okay. But I don't know. I don't know what hard time. I would like to see where, like, the standard of living is from back then to now. Like, what is average living for every type of salary look like?
Economic level. Socioeconomic level.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it probably is worse now just because life is more expensive. But I don't know, is quality of products has probably improved since then?
Fuck no, I feel like shit got worse. That's a debate. All right, let me say this. My dad had this shovel. Hold on, my dad had this shovel, a metal shovel. He got it from his dad. Well, I'm pretty sure got it from his dad. that shit lasted for generations. We got a shovel. That shit broke after 1 month use, and I had to get another one. And that bitch broke after a couple months too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, higher quality. Hey, everything's getting more expensive, bro.
But how is everything getting more expensive
and worse?
They playing us, dummy.
Hey, bro.
Think about it though. Cars used to be made of metal.
What are they made of now?
Not metal. Like dead ass. I forgot what they're made of. But they're not metal. But everything is getting worse. But we're paying more. Make that make sense.
Bro, you keep paying for it and not making it. That's what the fuck sense it makes.
Whoa, say that again?
You keep paying for it and not making it?
What do you mean by that?
The fuck? You can't make a shovel. Nobody know how to make a shovel nowadays.
That's my... We need... So remember how I asked, what can we do to make changes in the, whatever, to be better? We need to bring back community making our own stuff. You gotta
get a little more...
What I'm saying is that instead of shopping, instead of going to the store to get groceries, why don't you make a garden in your backyard? Now you just like you right here, you got your own garden, right? Next door, you got a person who got chickens, some pigs.
We pushing this communal shit 2 weeks in a row. We trying to bring back them old communities.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like now you're making your own stuff, and then you got somebody who's good at wood making. Now you got someone who can build the pen for the pigs. Yeah. And then you got someone who can build the garden for the garden. You know what I'm saying?
That might be what's going on. We've lost that we've lost the base for what shit costs. Like we're letting people do us dirty because no one knows how to make anymore, and they're like, oh, nobody knows how to make.
It's like what we said last week about Lil Seffi being able to having the knowledge of what it takes to fix the brakes on your car. So when you take it to the mechanic, he's not charging you $1,000 to change the brakes.
Bro, he was able to fix it. I'd have got charged $3 bands.
Like, you see what but taking it back to this, we don't know the quality or what it takes to make a shovel. So when they charge us something for a shovel,
we have no base.
We have no basis for it. So we have to say yes to, this is like, this is all we can get. This is what we have no idea. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't able to see that metal shovel that my dad and his
wouldn't even be.
You see what I'm saying? I would just, that's just cool. It's supposed to break every month. That's how a shovel works. It's supposed to break every month. That's fair. Bro, I've seen a shovel last generations. You feel what I'm saying? Literally last generation.
That's fair.
So we need to start understanding, what we're buying and how it works. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's fair. Like, if you make a farm, see what farm prices really are. Put them tomatoes in the ground, see how much it costs for you to set that farm up and maintain that, and then you compare it to market price, and now we'll be able to say that market price, they're really jipping us. And
it's not just the work, too, it's the quality of that tomato. You'll know what that tomato's actually supposed to taste like. Not what, they're selling you, which probably has GMO, and, they fucking fast grown it with some all types of bacteria or whatever the fuck, those pesticides and all that shit.
They don't want to work no more, though. You making that farm? You making that? See,
I'm talking
lazy, bro. That's the problem. They got all this fucking land. Ain't gonna plant one lettuce, one tomato.
No, hold on. Let me say something.
It's terrible.
No, let me say something though. I did. No. Let me say.
Ain't gonna grow shit.
Let me say one thing though. I was actually talking to a coworker, and she actually has been growing her plant. Like, she has her garden. She's been growing her own fruit and all this other stuff for a couple years now. And I was telling her, I'm like, yo, I actually want to get into it. I haven't. I'm lazy. I'm not going to lie, but I actually really want to. Yeah. I was lazy. Like, I am lazy, but I do want to actually get into it one day, growing my own stuff type shit. So.
I feel you.
No, like that.
No. I really feel you. I really understand.
You tried to call me out on it.
I did.
But I appreciate you.
Because you're realistic.
But that's real, though.
That's the other half of it.
That's what I'm saying.
They know we don't know how to. And so now it's twofold. You have to learn how to do it, and you have to do it.
Yeah, that's
so now, not only do you have to go through the stress of learning, you're going through different sources to see if the shit works. You gotta fail. And you're gonna be good. Is that time worth not getting gypped?
No, I feel you. But what makes it good? But to make it easier is to even though I'm saying you should build your own garden. If you don't want to build your own garden, don't build your own garden. Figure out what you want to do. You know what I'm saying, and do it, and then hopefully you'll have other people around you doing like, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So, but it has to be a community effort. That's where we have to
make it all easier. That's
unity. Yeah, you see what I'm saying. If you don't want to do vegetables, you don't want to build a garden, but you want to. I don't know what do you like. Just what do you want to do? Like something that's good for the community. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying. Just find something that you want to do. You know what I'm saying, and then be able to make it so that.
Yard work.
Yeah, you like doing yard work. You like, raking up leaves and all that other stuff. You like doing that stuff. You like doing the leaves or whatever, planting trees or something like that. You just got to find something that you like to do and bring it back within the community.
You got to find something that you like to do that people think is valuable.
Value, yeah. That's all about value.
If you just out here
diddly bobbing, doodle bobbing type
throwing
shit.
buns.
Hey, whoa, hey, man. That's a whole market right there. That's a whole market right there.
Hey, bro. I ain't trading my shovel.
I bet you somebody would.
That shovel
I bet you.
I'll give you 2 shovels.
I bet you somebody
But
would.
nah, you got to do something that people value. Like, to find a group of people who are willing to be in a community together. A group of people who are able to stay together. So that means they have to like each other to some
degree.
And they all have to not be
You don't have to like them. You have to need them.
Living with somebody and not liking them, I guess that's me being like that's.
But if you need
comfort.
that person,
yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Fuck that. Fuck that, because I don't want to give them my shit. I want you to perish. I might poison your tomatoes.
I feel you, brother. No,
I understand what you're saying. Like,
I understand what you're saying.
You need a group of people who's not late, and today it's hard to find a group of people who will actually act on something like that. And for it to affect the actual market, it would have to be like the whole nation. Like, everybody would have to start making their own shit, and everybody would have to realize, y'all are doing us dirt.
But you can't. Well, that's the thing. You saying to have the whole nation, but you can't affect the whole nation overnight. So it has to.
You gotta do it for yourself.
You gotta start one at a time, one community at a time. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't. I'm saying all this to say you can't. You're not gonna be like, all of us need to just start. It's not gonna happen like that.
Everybody go back to communal farming.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Nah, they gonna flag this video. They pushing communism. No, no. I just want my tomatoes to be the right price.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. We're not. No, none of that, man. But yeah, man, just at one community at a time.
Capitalism is a good market.
Let me throw a little bit in there. You know what I'm saying? So they don't come at us and shit like that, calling us fucking communists.
No, an oligarchic market.
Can't tell you shit.
The light.